Hey there, guys. How we doing? My name is Mason. I am actually one of the owners here at Cardinal Gaming in Louisville, Kentucky. And what I'm here to do is hopefully do a long-standing series of discussions, topics covering things about the current Pokemon market, the state of collecting in the hobby, going over stuff that's coming out in Standard, and just the myriad of things that is going on in Pokemon here in the past 6 months. I'm recording this as of October. This is October 2020, the very 1st of October. So a lot is happening in Pokemon. We're right smack dab in the middle of Champion's Path. We've had the very easy first step into releasing of Champion's Path that weekend with the ETBs and the pin boxes. We have more pin boxes coming out this weekend. In 2 weeks, we're going to have more Pokemon of Champion's Path stuff coming out. It's going to be crazy. It's getting crazy. And then right around the corner, at the end of October, pre-release for Vivid Voltage. And Pokemon's going crazy. In a collectible standpoint and standard playable standpoint, Pokemon's doing a lot of awesome stuff. And, why should you listen to me as opposed to some other random person on, like, Burbank City or whatever on Facebook and take my advice? Like I said, I am a store owner here in Louisville, Kentucky. I own one of the largest stores in the area, so definitely one of the larger Pokemon-centric stores. So, I'm not like a huge buyer and seller of, I'm not on the Troll and Toad levels of stuff, but I do have a pretty good idea. I do have pretty good amounts that I do purchase that I get from distribution. So, there's a lot of confusing misinformation from that aspect of the hobby. There seems to be a lot of hush-hush about it, and people just not understanding how distribution works. And how, being a store, what perks you get and what perks you don't. Things like even when the organized play for Pokemon, the Play Pokemon organized network, there's a lot of confusion about that. What stores get to do versus what your tournament organizer does. I happen to be a TO as well as a store owner, so it's something I have knowledge in as well. So I'll be covering all that kind of stuff too. But it's just, there's just a lot going on that a lot of people don't understand. There's confusion about, what happens when, how much we're paying for stuff, why we charge what we do. And it's just a whole load of stuff we can talk about just in the retail side of standard Pokemon. And when new Pokemon stuff comes out that we can cover. But, I do buy and sell and trade cards. So I do see a lot of older stuff come in. So I'm watching the market for old stuff, which is been insane, still going crazy, still going strong. It's just a wild time to be in this hobby that I grew up with and I have enjoyed for many years, and then now is kind of being legitimized as an actual collectible, and as a market that it's not just I like Pokemon so I'm gonna collect. It's more of these are investment vessels. These are things that should be taken care of, should be graded. Condition matters more than ever. And with all these grading companies, you're seeing backlogs of 3-4 months for PSA, and other companies that grade cards. So there's a lot of stuff and a huge boom in this market that we really just need to have a little different perspective from a store owner. I could probably offer that kind of stuff and information that, like I said, you're not going to get on just from anywhere. So I don't want to touch on some major topics that I'd like to just do, sit down and just record a couple 10-minute videos all in one go and just release them over a couple days. So I'm going to probably do that format. If you watch things like Alpha Investments, he does, Rudy over there, he does mostly Magic stuff. That's kind of going to be the idea that I'm going to be looking at, things that happen, speculating on stuff. When new information comes out, I'm going to try to cover that. When I get distribution numbers, see what distribution's doing, what the market's feeling like about a certain set, or reflecting back on whether or not something is a collectible or something that you should be sitting on and putting your money in, and whether or not it'd be something that, maybe you should just, be wary of because of, certain things that I'm hearing. Again, as a store owner, I'm hearing from multiple distribution businesses out there that, whether something's gonna be hot or not, whether or not there's product to go around or not. I kind of have that, not really inside scoop. I mean, it's information that, everybody can get if they want. I'm definitely not gonna be, breaking any, things that I shouldn't be talking about. But it's just putting knowledge out there that, so you can make a better informed decision about if you want to sit on something new, or hey, you have this set that you have some cards in. Should I wait? Should I sell it now? That kind of thing is something I definitely want to go over, and and go back and look at card prices, what they've been doing. I'd like to go back through like the Sun and Moon sets and really look at the cards that are in that set, because there's a lot of things that are Sun and Moon did a lot of cool stuff, and that's basically when my business started taking off, is in the Sun and Moon era. So we're gonna look at that kind of stuff, go over like rainbow rares, and how somebody really took advantage of situations there, and just you can look at the numbers and just watch them go crazy in the middle of July of this year and in the middle of June of this year in certain sets, and how they cards just miraculously go up $5 to $10. It's what happened. I wonder who could have possibly done this. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna go through stuff like that. We're gonna look at stuff that's recent right now. Like I said, we're gonna look at Champions Path. I know a lot of people are talking about Champions Path and have ideas about it and what's gonna be going on. But again, as a retailer, as somebody that has that's able to get stuff straight from distribution and information from Pokemon to an extent, they are notoriously hush-hush about pretty much anything. We very rarely get any information before a website like PokeBeach does. PokeBeach is still far and away the best place to get information for new up-to-date Pokemon. I'm sitting there reading all the articles as soon as they put them out, just like you are. So from that aspect, we can talk about it, and I definitely will. But I'm going to put the spin on it from a buyer's perspective and from a seller's perspective of that kind of product, and seeing when stuff drops and whether or not it's going to be hot or not. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun. I think it's something that's not really out there yet. Like you have your SM Pratts out there, and you have your other people on YouTube that are discussing stuff, but from this sort of aspect, from a retailer, it's just not there. So that's something that I really hope to contribute to going forward. It's pretty wild to see this kind of stuff as a whole. Maybe you as a card game player or a collector, you see little snippets of parts of the market, but as a buyer and seller and trader of all this stuff in the Pokemon umbrella, I'm seeing everything happen at once, and it's kind of crazy. It's insane. It's a really wild time, like I said, to be in this hobby, because there's just so much happening all at once in this year of 2020, and just a lot going on, and there's still so much going on that we have to talk about. I have backlogs that I'm ready to hit the ground running and just talk about, because it's crazy. It's gonna happen, and it's gonna be wild. So so if you like Standard, you want to collect the new hottest cards, whatever, and maybe you're just getting into it and you just, hey, what's going on? Or if you like the old stuff, old collectible stuff, like these guys, good old, this is base set too, but base set stuff. A card that I would have had in, a box of $1, $2 stuff is now going in my case. A base set Poliwrath is worth money where it was not before. And and then you see cards of this kind of era, the Gym Challenge Gym Heroes sets were already super strong as far as those sorts of sets, and the Neo sets and the gym sets. They've gone insane. It's crazy, and I love it. It's very interesting to watch, but I also hate it to an extent because it makes me feel it's a mixed bag, because you see things that, again, you grew up with, I've seen for years and have no value, and now all of a sudden this market matures. If you want to say it's maturing, that's up for debate, and we can talk about that too, whether or not it's actually maturing, or if we're in a bubble, or if there's just demand is outpacing supply right now, and we can talk about it. We will, but it's just very interesting to watch as a business, and stuff that I deal in, stuff that had maybe next to no value before, a year ago, October last year. Like I said, it would have been $1, $2 card. Boom, all of a sudden it's has value that, is huge. And, when the business shutdown happened, my business, we moved a lot of Pokemon. Who would have thought this kind of huge jump would have happened? Nobody saw it coming. It's just kind of wild how it just all clicked at once, and people were just buying it up. So I offloaded a lot of that stuff, selling on TCG Player and making it go bye-bye. So I had funds just because I didn't know what was going to happen. A lot of businesses, game stores, didn't know what was going to happen. So I think a lot of us probably offloaded, and then you had people that were at the same time seeing opportunity, knowing that game stores were dumping, and they were buying, and they probably made a lot of money. A lot of bigger stores too, your big Trolling Toads out there, and people like that. I guarantee they were buying. People that had like the longevity and had the long-term financial backing that they could snap things up. Definitely was a lot of that purchasing going on. So that's just the kind of things I want to cover, things we're going to talk about. It's really awesome. Like I said, it's just something that I'm not seeing out there right now, and I really am excited. I'm going to talk about a lot of stuff. Like I said, I got a list of stuff to go over, so I'm going to let that go. If this is also a great opportunity, if you ever want to ask a store owner a question or talk to a store owner, about certain things, I will make videos on it. If you want to ask me a question, I will definitely cover it and talk about it in one of these videos, or just if you wanted to talk to me anywhere that we're available, I will talk to you about stuff. So I love this hobby. I love the market and where it's at right now. Of course, like I said, I love it and I hate it, but it is what it is. So any sort of questions or anything, I will be happy to answer. And like I said, many awesome videos to come through in the next couple of days and weeks. It's going to be a pretty wild ride. So hope you guys are excited. Thanks. Talk to you later.